live yet?
Let me see. I clicked it.
I think we live.
All right.
I
We
just got a
live.
feeling we live. Yeah, we got to be live. And
Okay, there it is. There it
okay,
is.
you found it.
Yep.
That's what we talking about.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good afternoon, family. We here for your dinner time. How y'all doing? Oh, we got the whole Gaddis clan up in that piece.
And we do.
All right, we're gonna hit y'all off right off the rip with this piece right here. Y'all need to go ahead and listen to this.
Hold on, nah, just go because I'm sharing on this end back here.
Okay.
I'm sharing
So
on this end right here.
we have to understand the game that is being played in the political arena. It is not about the power of the people. Let's be very, very clear. Politicians are bought and paid for all across the board. We on?
Yeah, we on.
Okay.
Nah, I'm sharing it out.
Okay, my fault. I'm sorry, y'all.
Nah, you good.
Politicians are bought and paid for across the board. They are a means of other people who, number one, make policy, and number two, make money off the policy. Meanwhile, the people who vote, who feel, think, believe that undoubtedly their vote matters, we have to understand that it doesn't. We have to move differently. And when we don't move differently, then we get the same results. So then what happens? We still have complaints. We still have things that don't get done. Meanwhile, those persons that are in office continue to serve and service each other. There are no limits for the length of time that they're in office, and they keep getting voted in over and over and over and over and over again. We have to be very clear that the persons who lead your cities have no power, but it's entities above them that are fairly untouchable because they're not going to be exposed, who control everything.
Mm-hmm.
Those are big business entities, and those are persons who run big businesses, and the movers and shakers that you don't see. The people that we do see are puppets. Political action committees run every level of government. Okay, so now let's make this a real case in point. A couple of weeks ago, we had elections, and a young man, Mdani, was elected as a mayor in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
First Muslim mayor, whatever. And then he said he's going to put all of these things in them, and they'll let him put his stuff in place as long as it doesn't affect the movement of the dollars. One of the first things that I heard that happened after he was elected was 800,000 people are talking about moving out of New York. 800,000 people. And typically there was going to be white folks.
Mm.
All because the representative of the city is going to look like this. It's going to look a certain way. They're not comfortable with it. They're not. But here's the deal. He's a mouthpiece. There are levels of business above him that are going to make the decisions. He may make some superficial social decisions. We're going to make sure kids get to school, and we're going to make sure that, I'm sorry, y'all. We're gonna make sure that we provide housing and things like but you think if it cuts into somebody's money that this dude is gonna be there and he's gonna make any decision? No, this stuff is gonna get vetoed every single time because there's levels of business above him and people that make handshake deals above him that are gonna preclude what he thinks he's going to do. And this has been going on since the mid to late 60s when Nixon became president. When he became president, then it was all bets off. There's no more integrity. Political action committees were formed. And then from there, now we're going to go ahead on and all of these millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires and all this other stuff, they're the ones who run things.
Whenever you're ready, you let me know.
So we're going to show a clip of a young lady, probably middle-aged, maybe early 50s, who talks about something that's very important and how this is connected and tied into what we're talking about. Go ahead on, big bro.
I got you. I'm gonna add it to the stage.
The first billionaire didn't exist until 1916, which was Rockefeller. Fast forward from 1916 to 1960, there's only 10. Then from 1960, fast forward to 1982, when Forbes was putting out their 400 richest people, there's only 13. In 1982, there's only 13. Now let's see where we sit today. 3,000. So how come for like 100 years, the needle barely moved? In 100 years, you're talking about from 1 to 10 people. And then all of a sudden, it has shot to 3,000 people. Well, IT is the reason, technology. Because now when you are a money grubbing, hoarding billionaire, you're not limited to hoarding money from the people in your immediate vicinity. Now with technology connecting us all over the world, you can grab money from all over the world to stockpile it. Just in the United States, there's nearly 1,000 billionaires now scooping up all the resources from our country and shoving it up into their little layers. We've had to introduce new words to deal with the amount of wealth that is being amassed by the very few. So now we've come up with centibillionaire, someone who's got $100 billion. The first person was Bill Gates in 1999. Now there's 17 of them. $100 billion. Here's why that matters for all of us. Because in 2004, billionaires only contributed $13 million to politicians. 13 million. That's in 2004. Just 20 years later, that number would rise to $3 billion. So they have bought our government. Lock, stock, and barrel. And now they're just making more laws that will allow them to continue this race to become, now that Forbes is tracking it. Well, now we've got a competition. It's not enough to be a millionaire or multimillionaire, and it's not even enough to be a billionaire anymore. Now we need to be centibillionaires. And of course, the next big thing, Musk is trying to make himself a trillionaire. And it's all about, if they can control the government, they can make sure that, where are they going to get the money from? They have to get it from you guys. They have to get it from everybody in the lower class and the middle class, because the people that are on the same class as them, they know how to play that game and how to keep each other from getting their money. So they've got to fleece the people below. And so they control the government so that they can just continue and continue to build an insane gap of wealth. To me, here's the irony. When you look at communism, isn't it convenient that you end up having one little group that controls all the money and resources and decides what anybody else gets? Then you look at fascism, where you have one dictator or authoritarian controlling everything and telling everyone else what they're going to get. And what do you have with capitalism? Oh, that's right. The exact same thing. The first billionaire didn't exist. The first billionaire didn't.
You lie.
Okay. So if you have people like Bill Gates, who is talking about, he really believes in eugenics, which is the culling. I'm gonna use that word. I don't know how many people know what that means. the culling of a race. That means where you literally kill off groups of people. That's what culling is, right? And he believes in doing it by either food supply or genetic alteration, or just flat out, making sure that people can't have children. And he's not talking about doing it in this country. He's talking about doing it in other countries where populations are rising. But he's got what, 100 billion? He had $100 billion in the 90s. He had $100 billion. These people, once again, are buying the government through the Constitution, which is what we talked about before, and through lawmakers, which is what we talked about before, to be able to enact policy that allows them to do dirt, or as old folks will say, to throw the rock and hide their hand. And there's not been any recourse. Because if we look at kind of the computer world, it's kind of run only by two groups of people. Mac or what's that one? That guy name? Microsoft.
I was finna say Microsoft.
My fault.
Right.
The other computers are no longer as powerful, and they're very small part of the market, but they're all basically the same. And or even if I'm gonna go over here and buy an IBM, but that's run by Microsoft. Okay, it's like with our cell phones or our cellular devices, right? There are only 3 companies in the world: AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. But then you got Boost Mobile, Metro. No, there's only 3 companies.
Because a lot of them is they smaller companies.
Right, they're smaller subsidiaries of those 3 companies.
Thanks. I think Boost is ain't it when it's Sprint at one time.
So those 3 companies, even though they give you we're gonna go to Boost Mobile, we're gonna go to this one over here, we're going to Metro, that don't matter. Because guess what? You still feeding them back to the parents. At one time in the state of Michigan, I know I'm getting off, but not really. We had Michigan Bell.
Right.
And Michigan Bell covered Michigan, Ohio, Tennessee, Kentucky. It covered like a whole bunch of different states until the rule of law of monopolies came in, and people said we had to break that up. That's what we have now.
Monopoly.
You have monopolies now. And we're not talking about the game, because if I'm playing Monopoly, I want Park Place and Boardwalk, and I want the utilities. So anytime you land on anything, you're going to pay me.
Or, I used to go for the railroads, Baltic, and I would take Tennessee. Like, I would take the small ones because people forgot about them. Even, they was worrying about Boardwalk when you hit there. See, I got hip to, you get you some Connecticut, you get the Baltic, because when you go past Go, you got to collect what you're going to hit on them, put a little hotels on them. See, people was thinking, when you hit the big spots like Boardwalk and all, oh, yeah, you're going to pay. But remember, you got to go to Tennessee before you can get to Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? So you got to hit some of them spots too.
So even in playing the game Monopoly, look at how you play the game. When you play the game, and as competitive as I know that I would be and you would be, we gonna fall out while we playing.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's serious, right?
For sure.
The whole reason why the game was made was to teach people how business operates.
Right.
The game is called Monopoly.
Facts.
That means the more that you own, the more you control, and the more that you can do whatever you want to do with it.
Right.
So if you control 2/3 of the board, or or half the board, and you got 6 players, they on the L.
Yeah.
You control half the board. You going out, I'm gonna go out and buy half the board. And we thought of it as a game, and it wasn't a game.
Nah.
It's teaching people how business operates.
For sure. Cause you know what the lesson that people forget? When you buy all them hotels and say you land on one of them treasury boards, you have to pay taxes. I done seen when people had to sell it.
Right.
Sell it back to the bank. Like, listen, man.
But that's what happens when we play. This is life.
Facts.
This is business life. As we become older and more knowledgeable, go get you a Monopoly game and start to play it. And really start to understand that this is not just a board game. This game was created by bankers when they did it in the early 1400s, when they created that game in order to teach people about money. But yet they told everybody it was just a game.
Yeah.
And people weren't taking it seriously. And I'm looking at it even now.
Yeah.
Myself going like, after just listening to this, and this is I think the second or third time I've heard this. Man, damn, when we was playing Monopoly, that was really teaching us about money, how money operate.
Right.
Because once you became the big baller, you calling all the shots.
Yeah.
You own certain companies, you calling all the shots. And there was nothing nobody could do about it because you owned everything.
Until you hit on one of them treasury tech.
Right.
Like you could be seen because it was a strategy to it. Remember when you put them hotels or them houses when you had, because remember, eventually you gonna land on one of them, you gotta pay taxes.
You gotta pay taxes on it.
Like you always gonna get, you know what I'm trying to see when people had to sell it off.
Right.
Because you think you gotta like it, the game, it can easily, you could be winning, and before you know it, you just stay a little long enough and you keep gambling.
Yep.
It will cost you.
It's gonna cost. That's financial life.
Yeah.
That's financial life. And what this lady is saying is these billionaires are milking the lower classes of so-called lower classes of people. I don't want to say low because it's not that we're lower class. Right. Trust and believe that. We just have not had or been able to find the opportunity due to circumstances in life. That says, okay, well, because to be for real, family, what Uncle Mick is sitting at should be nationally known. I was fussing earlier today, looking at the fact that at 9 o'clock this morning, he had 700 views and I had 2. But he's been doing what he's been doing at his time slot a long time. So what am I gonna get mad at? Nothing. Right. Just my brother. Right. I'm supposed to. But if we sit at a Monopoly board, ain't no love. I'm joking. But we're not, it's not that we're most of us from the viewing audience, we're more about what we can do for people, not how we can take advantage of people. Right. Very much so. We're about how can we serve people. We're real true servants of God, however you put it. So if money come, money go, okay. Meanwhile, these people are not about that because you got $100 billion. What you gonna do with it?
But that's what see, that's the thing. See, and I get what she's saying on that because that's just how people can come in.
Right.
Just look at it on the local level. You know, even with your activists, like a lot of people are not paying attention to that book Jordan Sheridan wrote, We the People. I mean, We the Poison. When he said the billionaires come in, can buy off your activists. That's like right now, can you really trust anybody to be fair? Like, okay, let's just say this. You want to do running a test here. And the people who got the money can be like, we can make that disappear. Like, can you really trust the people to be, you putting a whole lot of trust in people to be fair. Because what if this person come in and say, look, I'll give you $5 million, make this problem go away. You don't have no money. You're not going to take that $5 million. And
if you don't have the integrity, you will. Now, the other option is some of those entities will say, okay, if you don't take this $5 million, you're going to disappear.
Facts.
And they'll do that. Oh, well, such and such car, the tire fell off the car on the way to work, but that was just at the mechanics. And all of a sudden, he's in the ICU. And then all of a sudden, yeah, we ain't got to worry about him no more.
Facts.
This is how they play the game. Activists are they have to have a level of integrity that says, I know you're going to do certain, you might threaten my life, but I'm not going to never close my mouth.
Facts.
I'm not ever going to shut my mouth. Mm-hmm. No, your money's not necessary. So what ends up happening is we get deemed to be crazy. What do people don't want to do? They don't want to listen to that. Oh man, I heard he was crazy. So the propaganda becomes, okay, well, we can't buy him off, so we'll say he's nuts, he's crazy, there's something wrong with him. He went through some trauma, he went through some things. I don't want to use the word trauma. He went through some things, and now he's talking this way. There's a problem with him. Don't they do it to football players?
Yeah.
When football players start to speak a certain truth, though, he got a CTE, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, family, what we're saying is this: when you have people who are not only community, but okay, let me stop. Everybody that is in politics, and it's crazy to watch other people who desire to be in politics, but what are they desirous to be in politics for? Are they desirous to be in politics to help change the matter? Or are they in politics because they're trying to change their condition?
Change their condition. I'm just being honest.
Okay. If people are serious about being activists and talking to people and helping change the viewpoint and the ideology of how people operate, are they in it because they're trying to help people? Because if somebody comes up and says, hey, I need to talk to you. I want to have a meeting with you. Why? Who are you? Well, if you shut your mouth, we'll make sure that all your debt disappear and your kids will be set up and taken care of. Man, other than that, those types of lives are struggles.
Right.
Those ain't no love and no life where you talking about I still got to pay bills and this and that and other. So when people become the voices of the voiceless, you have to take certain vows of things that you're not going to do certain stuff. But in the world of politics, in the world of politics, the issue is that those people will run across political action committees, and they will say, hey, if you want to win, we can help you win and we can fill up your war chest. But what you got to do is you got to go ahead on and understand that you belong to us and you got to play this game by our rules. And if you don't, then there's going to be a problem.
But that's true. You didn't take the money.
So you got to play by their rules.
Yeah, you can't take the money and then think like, I'm gonna take the money, but I'm gonna go do. No, that's how you lose your life. And I'm just being honest. That's how you lose your life.
Right.
What's up, Concrete Jungle? You can't. And good evening, everybody that's tapping in. You can't take the money, brother, and then think you're gonna do something different.
No, because they'll end your life.
Yeah. See, that's the part that don't nobody really understand. When you take that money, that's when they pay you off. We paying you off for you won't tell what we doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the reason I use $5 million because that ain't really what they getting, but they getting some money.
Yeah, and they really ain't get that much money.
Yeah, because if you look at some of the stuff, just think about it. They just bought who was it that just, because I think they made the girl Barry White, she running the Washington Post now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When you, because like a lot of the stuff they trying to stop, they letting people, I mean, like, how many people own the media here? Is it like 3 people who own the media?
Yeah, Rupert Murdoch is one of the largest ones, CNN
Right.
and a couple of magazines,
Right.
whatever. So these are monopolies, though.
Right.
Right. These are monopolies. I think there may be one or definitely less than 10 black newspapers that started back in the 1900s telling black stories.
Wow.
There used to be several hundred. Ebony and Jet, they were more Jet was more socially oriented than Ebony was, but Ebony was really kind of really about telling what was going on in our community.
Mm-hmm.
And then another magazine that came out was American Legacy, which was really a scathing magazine, and that's out of commission now. I haven't seen an American Legacy magazine. I think I might have the last couple copies. I ain't seen them since the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the maybe the early 2000s. But these we used to have magazines and we used to have newspapers that would tell what was going on, tell it like it is. And they all got bought out.
Mm.
So the world, our political society, part of our world, is a monopoly.
Facts.
If you got a 1,000 billionaires in this country, you got 1,000 billionaires in this country, they're going to want certain things a certain way. Microsoft is what it is based upon the fact that this person said, did he have a better product than anybody else? Who knows? Because the only thing we know is Microsoft. We know a little bit about Apple, but Apple is used for certain things and Microsoft is used for others.
But I keep telling people, go watch the movie on the History Channel, but you can go on YouTube. I might be saying it wrong. The Men Who Built America.
Right.
You go watch that, you will understand this game. This ain't nothing new.
Well, she mentioned the very first billionaire was Rockefeller.
Right.
In 1913. And not another one happened until the 60s, and there were 13 of them up until the early 80s.
Right.
And now you have 1,000 of them, at least in America. And what are they doing for society? Nothing. There's a African woman in Nigeria who is taking tires and turning them into bricks and turning them into shingles. She's a billionaire, but she's taking a waste product and turning it into something useful.
Yeah, I'm looking at what Deborah, I'm going to go with Raphael. He said, but propaganda monopolizes all those platforms because the powers that be figured out how to get into the minds of the people.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, because of money. And see, here's the thing. If your politicians are bought, I like how he said that. Right. Well, Bing is still on there, and it's still on. I don't remember who wrote that out either. But but they both are search engines, but one is better than the other one because one's got more money behind it than the other. And that's all. So therefore, what do? You force your schools to use it, and then you have control of it.
Yeah.
You got to do certain updates. You got to put these security measures on at the school. We got a data breach over here.
They already got the thing. See, the system is already set up for them to win, and they picking and choosing who they want to bring up.
That's that part right there. And they're not talking about, again, and that happened in the 60s, being able to pick and choose who you want to deal with when it comes to dealing with certain things that people wanted and needed.
Right.
So when we sit down and we want to go have these discussions with these elected officials, you're not talking to them. What they can't do anything, and they're not going to do anything. Why? because somebody above them is the one who calls the shots. They're puppets.
Right.
They're puppets. And that money that sits above them is what controls what comes out of their mouth, what goes in their ears, what comes out of their mouth. I'm gonna say it again. Don't nobody really care that you go ahead on and you take the extra cream off the top of the butter. Don't nobody care. But if you're not taking care of the people, and we don't care if you take care of us, even if you make it look good. But if you're not doing anything, then you're gonna get a result. You're gonna get a response that you're not gonna like, and then you're gonna wonder, well, why are they upset? Well, because you did like what Marie Antoinette told the French people: let them eat cake. But when they stormed the castle and chopped her head off, she was wondering why they stormed the castle. Well, you said you over here eating all the good food, and we just got cake. We starving, and you just tell us to let us eat cake. Not a problem. Here we come, and we coming to get you. And that's what they did. And they executed her and set in another monarchy. And they let them know, and I'm not saying this is what we should do. So these views are historical views. These are not Professor Brother Elliott X's views. These are historical. This is what happened to Marie Antoinette. Go look it up.
No, I'm back here. I was just looking at some stuff.
Yeah,
I was trying to find
some more stuff he pulling up.
I was trying to find it, Deborah, and it just pulled up. But no, I was just looking at Larry Summers because she was trying to show me Bing, but it say Microsoft Bing.
Right. That's Microsoft owns it.
That's who owns Bing, Microsoft. So I was just looking at the different things. It's talking about well, I give you one talk about how Larry Summers has to step down from the Epstein files. It's showing Andrew, Andrew. He in trouble from the Epstein files. I'm just looking at the different things that's popping up on here. Like it's really wild. Like,
So the person that supposedly owns this set of files, right?
Yeah.
He's in jail, I believe, for sex trafficking. His woman that he was with is in jail for sex trafficking.
Nah, he dead.
That's right.
Remember, they tried to say he committed suicide.
Right.
He dead, but I got a video up, but I ain't played it yet. But nah, he's caught. But what they saying, I'm looking at one of this. It said, but there exists a separate effort to release files on Epstein, one spearheaded by Representative Thomas Massey, Republican, Kentucky. Ro Khanna, Democratic, said that would compel the DOJ to release all of its files on Epstein, a trove of documents that would likely include far more information on the disgraced financial and any co-conspirators. See, that's why I don't think, Brother Elliott, not to just jump ship real quick.
That's all right.
It's not going to happen because these are billionaires who can be jammed up. These wouldn't just, you know what I'm saying? You got presidents, you probably got former presidents, former senators, former dignitaries, probably entertainers who went, anybody that traveled over there. And you got, like, now you can put a face to the women. Do you think that you finna send these billionaires to jail? I mean, you can, Buffy didn't win. Right, I'm with Raphael. Release those files after they were altered. Like, and I was saying this earlier, I can't see. What do you think? Like, what's your take on
it? If those files were supposedly important, they should have been released a long time ago. Now, that's the same thing that goes for when we talk about the files that they have on Fred Hampton. You're going to release those files 50, 60 years after they're gone, and there's nothing that can be done about it. Right. So if there's, with these weird groupie parties that these people have, hold on one second.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll mute this 1 second. All right, we back.
If people Okay, again, they always say that politics and business make strange bedfellows.
Fact.
If that's the case, then there's going to be certain things that are going to be required that you do in order to participate at a high level. Period. That's it. You're going to have to go to these parties. You're going to have to go to these things. Who knows who you might have to do certain things.
I got one question for you.
Go ahead. Go.
What type of pockets do these people have that's throwing these parties?
Oh,
That's
they
what
deep.
we missing.
Listen, no, man, okay. I ski. And I've seen some of those parties that some of those persons that I ski with that got money. I haven't seen them parties.
Yeah, we ain't talking about the.
I ain't talking about none of them. No, I ain't
like
talking about.
Pookie and Ray Ray.
No, I ain't talking
party.
about no. I ain't talking about no.
You talking about Steve?
I ain't even talking about no
Jack party,
bro. I'm not even talking about the type of parties that fraternities and sororities throw. They don't throw no party.
Facts.
I'm talking about parties that's party.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm right here with you.
See, I'm not talking. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
I had a friend in Colorado, and him and his wife was going through it. And he was like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna give you the deed to my cabin." His cabin was bigger than twice the size of this building. And then they messed up and got back together again. And I'm mad because I had to get a deed back. Because I was trying to keep, bro.
I get it.
You're in the mountains.
Yeah.
Carved in stone.
That's what
okay. Right. Talking about, the refrigerators. Not refrigerator. Refrigerators.
Oh, facts.
Okay. You can have it. I go out there and spin out to see what he's talking about. I'm thinking I'm going to a cabin like we got something up north. Right. No, sir.
And that's what I'm saying. When you got people who got, like she said, $100 billion.
$100 billion.
Listen.
And they're making pot. So when I talk to you all about, I ain't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. We're going to come back.
You're going to prove my point. Go ahead.
Okay. When we're talking about policy, right? I'm an educator. Educators don't write the damn curriculum for your children to learn. It's business owners and politicians. Okay. There's only one way to there's two ways to put this door up that we got over here. Right. Either a hinge on the left or hinge on the right, depending on how you want it to swing open or you want it to swing closed. That's it.
Facts.
Now, if we want to get real extra, we might be able to put hinges on the floor or hinges on the ceiling so it swing up or down. However, but if somebody says, I'm going to write the manual for how to put a door in, and they sell 100 billion manuals to people, and they become super rich to make sure people were very clear instead of being analytical and say, how do I put this door in? And I can choose either left side open, right side open, swing in, swing out. That's it. That's the only 4 options you got. But that person's become a billionaire because they wrote a manual to tell you how to do that instead of using your logical mind. So when we start talking about the level of education that people don't have, this is how they're getting over. This is how they're getting over. Do you think, how in the hell Bill Gates is not a scientist? Fine. But yet he's making policy about what you should do with food.
Billionaire.
He's making policy about what groups of people you should kill or deny life because we don't want to overpopulate the planet.
Billionaire. But then African countries just run him out for what they didn't do, what he didn't do.
Because he tried to put over there plastic rice and a bunch of other stuff, and these people, so that he can genetically modify foods, because those genetically modified foods are what will stunt your growth, and you'll start to not have babies.
And then like, I mean, I'm just saying, see, a lot of this stuff be going on. See, they be doing a lot, but see, we don't think they'll do the experiment over on here on us.
Man, they've been doing experiments on people over here.
Yeah,
Tuskegee was the latest one, 1932, 1974. That's one of the latest ones. They've been doing experiments on us. Why? Because they control what we learn. They control what we have access to.
Yeah. We don't own nothing, even with the media. Just and I will say this. That's why listen. I'm not knocking nobody who doing the podcast, because we need everybody to do it. Because this is how you get. I'm not saying everybody, but the ones who do. This is how you get the truth out. Because look at our media. Just look at Channel 12 and Fox News.
Trash. Absolute garbage. They talk about nothing.
Yeah. And it's like, do you hear them talking about how bad the water is?
They don't say nothing about water. They don't say nothing about the educational crisis. They don't say anything about the social crisis. They don't say anything. And all of these are engineered. Let me make sure, let me slow down first so I can get the words out. I want y'all to be very clear. These are all social constructs and social engineering.
Yeah.
I don't care this is not a race neutral country. This is a racist country. It was built on racism and dollars.
And I'm finna go to I'm looking at what the lovely Deborah Luna said. The older generation believe mainstream media, vote from home, and vote one party.
Absolutely. And you know why?
Yeah.
Because guess what? There's a point in time when if you went into most people's houses, they had a picture of King, Kennedy, and Jesus up on the wall.
Facts.
And that's how they still vote.
Facts.
Based on that, not based on information.
Right. And then you got Denise Cousins on this one. The reason the government doesn't care about the poison water in Flint is because it doesn't affect the laundering of money. The lead doesn't hurt them. Facts doesn't hurt the money. Then you're looking at Merck 76. Thank you for tapping in. The sterilization of black women in North Carolina.
Virginia, North Carolina?
Yeah. But see, if we mention that, and that's what I'm saying, like, I don't think they be praising Bill Gates, but go over there, them African countries, and how you doing, Maria Carter? Thanks for tapping in. Go see how them people feel about what Bill Gates them doing. But we forget that.
No, because they're considered third world and not worthy of being talked to.
Yeah, some of the stuff they doing, we'll parade, but people don't understand that. Like, we parading Bill Gates. Do you understand how them countries feel where they putting him out?
Let me say this again. This man has a degree in computer science.
Mm-hmm.
That is not genetics.
Mm-hmm.
That is not medical.
Mm-hmm.
He's not ever worked in a hospital as a doctor. He's never worked in a lab as a researcher. Why? Excuse me, you all. I love y'all. You know, I'm getting ready to say something I ain't supposed to, so cover your delicate ears. Why the fuck we listening to him? Because the people with money listen to him, and the other people that the ones that they're scamming and scraping off of, we giving them the money because we the ones working. Oh, I'm working overtime. I'm working this many hours. You think them motherfuckers working 18, 20 hours a day? Hell no.
Well, how you think they got their money? They built it on you helping them get theirs.
Okay. They said that Bill Gates, if he had a suitcase or a briefcase with $50 million in it, and he dropped it going to an airport, it would cost him more money to pick the $50 million up than it would to just leave it there and get on an airplane. It may not have been 50 million. I'm exaggerating a little bit about but it's like
See?
Even $1 million.
I'm with you, cuz look, he behind the damn 3D meat. See what I'm saying? Like, but they don't care. Man, they don't care about us. They just want us.
So what should we do? What should we do? Number one, I'm gonna say this over and over and over again. Go ahead. What's that?
No, this for you.
Oh,
it's gonna pop up.
Not only, but you have to. Yes, you absolutely have to question everybody's money. That's the sister that was here that I met last week.
In California.
Hey, sis, how you doing? Okay, But if we don't do the things that are necessary and become community,
facts.
That's where our downfall is. This is what they're preying on because we're not a community. I'm going to say this once again. For those of y'all that live in the city of Flint, over there on Lippincott, there's getting ready to be 4 stores there. 2 gas stations, one on Lippincott and Door Highway, and one on Center Road and Lippincott. And there's 2 party stores in between. And those service a small community of people that go over there and either get gas or get liquor and whatever they consider to be food. 4 in a 1-mile area.
Let's don't just stop there, because because ain't that like a T-Mobile, not a T-Mobile, a Boost
There's a
Mobile
Metro
stuff?
right around the corner.
wonder,
Metro is across the street.
I wonder who owned that. I wonder who owned the dispensary right there.
Dispensaries across the street. Bro, I understand, but to a degree I don't. There ain't a damn thing I need at 8 o'clock before 8 o'clock in the morning that I need to drink and or smoke. And the liquor stores be open, and the dispensary right there is open before 8 o'clock in the morning. That shit don't make no sense. And there's no regulation about it. You want to regulate, but yet, now I know I'm going off on a tangent, all right? But yet, the brothers that were selling it on the block,
put them out of business.
Not only are they out of business, they locked up and they ain't got no hopes of getting out of jail. But you got dispensaries all over the place.
No, that's the trick the government put down. You see, it's illegal until they can make money. Just think about liquor, prohibition.
Right. Prohibition in the 20s.
It was
when they found a way to make money off of it. Now you got who knows how many brands of liquor.
Yeah, how you think you got your speakeasies? You know what? I've been watching Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah.
I've been back watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see when the speakeasies came.
Right.
The policy came.
But see, with the speakeasies, that was moonshine that we was making.
Yeah.
And then because you turn those speakeasies and juke joints, and you see that they making money with the liquor, whatever that they was making, now you take that money from them.
Man, that was millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars that were taken out of our community.
Oh my goodness.
So, okay. So since we going to talk about that, I'm going to throw this in there too for y'all who believe in integration. How many teachers' jobs did we lose? How many jobs did when we had our own bus companies and rail companies? We lost billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, because we wanted to be integrated into a society that don't exist.
Hey, facts, cuz he said,
yeah,
church,
I see her over
liquors,
there.
And weed, but the community can't get any of the fun.
You can't tell it. You can't go to the liquor. We can't go to Smoke or whatever the name of that place is and say, since you're in our community, we need $10,000 a month from you, so we can open up a center so we can help people.
So what is the weed tax money going to?
Man, it ain't going to us.
I mean, we know it go to the state, but is this another way the state funding other jobs they didn't create? Because they're gonna find ways to keep their money in house.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we know, and this may not be part of what we were talking about, but then it could be.
Yeah.
That there were certain companies, because the level of people not being imprisoned anymore are starting to cost these privately run business prisons money, and they went to the Senate in order to make a complaint, file a complaint about that.
How gangster is that? That's gangster. We need to fill it up.
So y'all ain't doing your job making sure that we getting stuff filled up and getting our sales filled up to make our money. Number one, off the taxpayers. Because if you go to jail, somebody getting in California is $102,000 per prisoner. 102 is $55,000 here. 10 people go to jail. That's $5.5. That's $500 $550,000. 10 people. 100 people, 5.5 million. 100 people go to jail.
Yeah, council did enlighten us on the last meeting on weed revenue, and the mayor got it at his discretion what he want to do with it.
Oh, see? Okay. It's Mondays, right?
Mm-hmm.
Council meetings
Not
on
tomorrow. It'll be this Wednesday, and then it'll be next Monday.
So Wednesday.
Yeah, it's always the following, like if it's on Wednesday,
Okay,
so it'll be following. Yeah,
one.
I think
Okay.
yeah.
Because I'm missing a lot of information about certain things that happen in council, but that's new to me right there. Just even hearing that.
Yeah, it was there.
Which means that none of that money is going to be used to help anybody in any one of the wards.
No, it's the discretion to what the administration.
Oh, okay. So he getting ready to have a party, a Christmas party or whatever, and we ain't gonna be invited.
He probably been spending facts.
I know I ain't getting invited down there. After I saw him in June, he looked at me like he cut my arm off.
Yeah, he saw you on 18. He was like, oh my God.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Don't give me nothing to talk about.
That's a major fact right there.
If you're doing what you're supposed to, and I don't know how many times I gotta say, I'm gonna keep saying it till I can't say it no more.
Fact.
Nobody cares if you're taking cream off the butter, as long as we all get a slice of
butter. And that's what I don't like. Like, don't get me wrong. Back in the day, they knew how to help. You got something. It's like, I don't know. Was we just food they was giving something back in the day?
No, man. You would have council people that would actually come out and help you do whatever. And they would actually do things in the community that you saw.
Man,
we got your little park over here. We got this over. We don't give a shit about no park. We got raggedy streets. We got poor schools that your district is in. How the hell you helping with that? Because that's part of your constituency and you have to cover it. If we have no businesses here or very few businesses here, then it doesn't matter what ward they're in. How are the people benefiting from the business here? Let's say this once again. When Lear first opened, I was working over at Mott. Over 4,000 people came in through there. Only 300 were clean enough in order to be able to get a job. Because federal, when people take, it's legal for us to smoke in the state. That's state. I lost a job because I had a health food cookie, and I haven't seen them on the market. A lemon poppy seed cookie. I lost a job because what ended up happening is my body processed it, and it processed the poppy seed, and it turned into an opioid.
Oh, shoot.
And when I went to the doctor, she cussed me out like, what the hell are you doing? Are you on drugs? I said, no, I had this cookie. And of course, it was at a district that didn't want me anyway. And they was like, well, you flunked it. You had a bad, what's the name? You had a bad test. Okay.
No, that'll happen. No problem, cuzzo. No problem. You all right with me.
Okay. So I ended up losing an assistant superintendency on a damn cookie because the cookie had poppy seeds in it. And the poppy seeds, when it's processed in your body, turn into an opioid. Real light opioid.
Yeah, Maria Carter said poppy seeds are notorious for that.
Yeah. I didn't know. It's a damn, I like the cookie. Yeah, no, that was one of the reasons why I was laughing so much after I ate it. But
that's cold-blooded right there.
So then when she took the blood test and sent the results over to the district, they didn't want me to be it because it wasn't a local district. It was an outlying district.
Gotcha.
And they didn't want me to be over there anyway because it was very clear that I was about making these changes so these students could get a real education and not just no Band-Aid.
Yeah, they didn't like you.
No, and that wasn't the proper complexion.
Understandable. I mean, but that's how they're gonna be. I mean,
right. So I lost a job because of that, and have seen some of those board persons and some of the administrators, man, we wish we could have brought you. No, you want some bullshit. You know better than that, because the second test showed that it was clear because of what the cookie was.
Right. But they
you
used the
didn't take
technicality.
that. Right.
They used to tech on you.
Yeah, right. Because we didn't want you over here no way, because you was too radical for us. You didn't fit the mold of the yes sir person.
Facts. Now you do, but see, people don't understand that you have to be kind of careful when you're going into these jobs. When I went into them, they used to tell me, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I would be in there with my final card, especially when I was in the school system. I come in with my final card just to mess with people. I would be sitting in there, open it up just to see how the teachers and different staff members will react to you. And I had one tell me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't with all that stuff. And they'll tell you, man, don't talk politics. So I would never get off into that conversation, you know what I'm saying? And, but I would like catch little stuff and I'd be like, okay, I see where this going.
Right. See, he couldn't have been around me, because we'd have been discussing articles in the final call all day and loud.
Yeah, no, but see, I know, but see, I wasn't around them type.
Right.
It was like, look, man, don't come up here, shake the boat. We trying to keep our jobs.
See, and that goes back to what we were talking about on Sunday.
Yeah.
How people, they were given these jobs in order to quell the masses to say, hey, look, man, you could get it. You could get a job like that too. You can get a job just like me.
Yeah.
All you got to do is be good and don't
brother,
don't say nothing to make them upset.
Brother, I seen them same people that was telling me don't do that. I seen them get looked over for jobs. I used to be crying.
Right.
Watch them quit, but they were so loyal.
Right.
And it was like, but these were the same ones that told me, don't come rock the boat. I would just do different stuff. Like I bring the final call in with it. I have it, because when you open it up how it is, and I know people gonna see it. So when I would see little certain stuff, like I used to mess with the history teacher. Like she'd be thinking she was doing something when she'd be talking on the religion. I come in and throw a little sub type, throw something like, nah, that ain't how that really is. But they be thinking we don't study. She was probably thinking like, oh, this brother don't know what he talking about.
And that's part of the problem with our students.
Right.
Right. Today I was working with some of my babies, and every time they wrote a problem down, they wanted to come and me for me check it. I said, no, you have to learn how to be independent. You have to learn how to know that if I've shown you what the formula is, this is how you make it successful and work for you. That wasn't enough. It was, you got to check that reassurance stuff. You never had to reassure us coming up that I knew once I got it and I knew what I was doing, I ain't need to see you. It's when I didn't understand it. But I'm coming up to talk to you for every single problem? No. But that's the level of confidence that our students have.
That's what I was going to say.
Yep. That's the level of confidence that our students have and their abilities to do.
Facts.
That's not there.
Oh, crap.
I know.
Yep.
Well, we can shut it off here. Any other? I hope y'all enjoy where we was coming from. But like I'm gonna say this one last time, I'm gonna give y'all a tip. Okay, we have to start taking care of ourselves. We have to start taking care of our own. We have to be students. You let them do their thing. Because at the end of the day, politicians ain't nothing but tricks and lies. That's all they do.
Facts.
Okay. How can you control what it is that you're doing? How can you control what's going on in your family? How can you and other people that are like-minded? And that's the issue. Okay. Most of we got a Taco Tuesday tip. All right.
Thank you, the lovely Deborah Luna, with that $5.
Okay. We have to learn to control our where we are, what we are, because we don't own shit.
Yeah.
We don't own nothing. We don't manufacture anything. We don't sell nothing. We don't sell anything of substance, right? Okay. I haven't been to the new store that opened up, but I'm gonna slide over there and see whether it's worth making an investment. Honestly, no, I may buy some things, but I don't want to give up that type of money for ownership because you have a background that I find suspect. You may have some foods in there, but if you got the same thing over there, and I'm a supporter because it's black, maybe. But I still have to, whether somebody just said or you have to sit there and make sure that that we're critical. And it's okay to be critical. I want people to be critical of me. I want, because it's gonna do nothing but make me better. I'm not softening up. Oh, I didn't get the chance, and they said something and they get it. I don't give a shit. Come and sit down and study with me. Come sit down and study with me. I want you to, hey, look, I don't understand that, or I don't believe that. That's fine. You ain't got to believe it. I don't talk about beliefs. I'm talking about facts. But like I say, man, we got to find like-minded people. I don't care if you start doing it in small groups. That's cool. Let's make this announcement, and then if we got a jet, we can go ahead on.
Yeah, I got to make a jet to the crib real quick.
All right, family. January. We're gonna start. No, we're gonna say, January.
Yeah, we're
gonna start our book club in January. I'm gonna lay the groundwork to make sure that happens. So whatever I need to do, get in touch with the library to get us a room. I'm gonna make it happen. All right. I'm gonna see if I can get in touch with the sister that called me, Miss Billy. If y'all know who she is, I know she's super busy. You know, we need to sit down and we need to plan some things to make this happen, because I think it's going to be good for us all. All right. And on that note, family, we love y'all. God bless everybody. Yeah, no, it's on Davidson Road. And I went over in there one time, Miss Luna, and they looked at me like, what the hell am I doing in the store? So I'm not going back over there. It's Cuban. It's a Cuban store. And they looked at me like, why are you here? And when I talked to them about the bread and the sandwich, they acted like I didn't know what you do know what you're talking about. Okay, well, not a problem. And thank you, Miss Terry, for that. All right, family, we love y'all.
Peace. And we out. Peace. See y'all later.
Right.
Winters will be on tonight too, family.
All right. Yep. Check her out. That's our girl. Check out Miss Winters.